Hello, everyone. First of all, I would like to thank you all for watching. So, I would like to talk about Alex from Street Fighter 6. Recently, there has been a controversy that has erupted among Street Fighter fans, fans of the character Alex, and members of the gaming community in general regarding Alex's storyline. I'll get to that in just a bit. I would like to go back to last year and just remember the time when Alex and the other DLC characters were being revealed. From what I remember, it was a trailer of the wrestler Kenny Omega, and he was dressing as the different Street Fighter DLC characters, which I remember were C Viper, Ingrid, Alex and Sagat. And I thought that was a kind of a strange way to introduce the DLC, honestly. Then I found out about Kenny Omega, and is that he's a wrestler, and he's apparently a Street Fighter fan. And I just felt like that Kenny Omega, the hype he was kind of giving towards the game, and the presence of Alex and the other DLC characters were really starting to add to Street Fighter 6. I really feel like that the roster is starting to come into its own with these DLC characters. Now, I'm not an Alex fan, but I find the character has interesting qualities, like how he's based off of Hulk Hogan, and apparently he was supposed to he was supposed to replace Ryu, which I find really crazy. Yeah, back in the day, the developers for Street Fighter wanted a replacement for Ryu. But I thought Alex was a terrible choice because Alex is a character with an affinity for grappling, and he has no projectiles, and he's supposed to replace a character that's not only iconic, but mostly based in striking with the projectile. Alex is the total opposite of Ryu. And just from a competitive and overall gameplay perspective, he would be a horrible replacement for Ryu. So yeah, characters rejected Alex in a way, and the fact that he was supposed to he was supposed to replace Ryu, and the characters kind of made a meta narrative into this when they made Alex do a heel turn in Street Fighter 6 because Alex's heel turn is supposed to represent him being rejected by, the fan base and the players, because he was supposed to replaced Ryu and fans rejected it. So anyway, next year later, there's more hype. We find out Kenny Omega's doing a lot of the motion cap for Alex and the heel turn gets revealed. So it builds a lot of hype for the character. And when Alex comes out, from what I heard, the player count on Steam alone got so high that it was near the player count when the game first came out. Like, that is crazy amount of hype for a DLC character to make the player count reach the amount it was when the game first came out. That is an amazing amount of hype. And let me tell you, as somebody who fought Alex in the game, just putting this out there, Jewelry is my main, which is why I have this video of Jewelry versus Alex, because Jewelry is my favorite character in Street Fighter 6. And yeah, Jewelry was really giving it to Alex in this video. But the guy is pretty tough. I mean, look at some of these moves. I mean, wow, he can't make a projectile, but he can sure as heck counter against him. And then there's not to mention his prowler stance, in which he cannot block, but he can compensate for it because he can use a jumping move to avoid attacks, or he could do even better, and he could do armor and he can counter the attacks even though he can't block. And look at this. He could work against drive attacks, which is something I didn't even know that he was even possible with Alex. Now, what's interesting as all of this sounds, the thing I want to really get at in this video is that in Alex's story mode, there's a sort of shocking reveal. Alex gets married to his cousin Patricia, and they're gonna have a child together. Many fans were and are shocked and put off by this. I'm not really a fan of Alex, so I'm not a fan of Alex, even though I find aspects of his character interesting. So I don't really feel affected by this, but I try to put myself in fan situations, and I'm like, what if this happened with a character I do like? What if this happened with sorry, that's a little early. What if this happened with Laura Matsuda as she was marrying her brother Sean as she was having his kid? Like, I gotta tell you, just right now, I'm tingling, not in a bad way, and I can feel some of the heat start to leave my body. Like, the idea of Laura, a character I really like him and a fan of, marrying our brother, having a kid with him is crazy and making me feel kind of weak right now. So I'm trying to apply this to Alex fans, and I can understand all the shock and upset and just general rejection and outlash and backlash. Like, holy jeez, I'm feeling a little dizzy and weak right now. And people call this a lot. Sorry, people accuse this of being a Japanese thing, but I'm like, not really. Cause you look at Rick and Morty. This is what I accidentally showed earlier. Morty had a baby with his sister Summer, and if you look, he has the same hair color as Morty's sister Summer. And plus, look, one of his eyes is bigger than the other one, so he's deformed. So I wouldn't really chalk this up to being a Japan thing, even though you could see incest in Japanese media. I would kind of, to me personally, my opinion, I'm just attributing this to modern writing, where you just see some really off the wall stuff like this. But I don't think that Alex fans should let this ruin their perception of him. Because who really plays Street Fighter 6? I mean, or Street Fighter in general for the story. You play it for the action, for the fighting. So yeah, I think that Alex marrying his cousin and having a child with her is disgusting and totally off-putting. But I don't think you should let that ruin your gameplay experience with Alex. I still think you should try to enjoy Alex's gameplay and try to have fun with the character. Anyway, that's all I got for today, everyone. Thank you for watching.